My hamster's running around in a hamster ball. This video is just a mess. It's everything has gone wrong. What is up, my peeps? I hope you're having a fabulous day today. I wanted to kind of get a little personal and talk about kind of my experience with figuring out that I was gay and kind of how I came to that realization. I guess I'll just kind of get started. I think the first time that I really started questioning my sexuality was junior year of high school. I grew up in Oklahoma. I still live here, I guess. It's in the South, it's conservative, and so I was never really told, hey, guess what? You might not be straight. You can question that if you want to. So there was also no sex ed. That was, I mean, besides like, you know, like abstinence only, whatever. So I started watching Lacey Green's videos. She made a video on pansexuality and how that's what she considered herself. She was talking about how when she thought about who she'd be with in the future, she didn't really consider their gender to be an important factor in whether or not she would be attracted to them. I started thinking about it and I was like, you know, I don't think that it would matter to me if it were a woman. And I was just like, that's an interesting thought. I didn't realize that that was an option. But it was high school, and after I kind of watched that video and thought about that, I kind of put it on the back burner, and I had other stuff that I was dealing with. I had really bad self-esteem issues and anxiety, so I just like kind of pushed it aside and was like, okay, I'll just deal with that later. And so cut to 2 years later, my freshman year of college, Panic at the Disco was one of my favorite bands of all time at that point in my life, and they released the song Girls, Girls, Boys. And I was obsessed with this song. Like, I would listen to it over and over and over, and I loved it so much, but it was almost a guilty, kind of ashamed kind of love. Like, I would listen to it and in my car if I were by myself and just belt it out, but I wouldn't listen to it in the car if I had like friends or family with me. It shouldn't matter because it's just a song and I'm straight. So that's fishy. Again, I need to address that, but again, I didn't. And then a few months later, I think it was 2014, Ingrid Michaelson released the song Girls Chase Boys, which also talks about girls who like girls and boys. And so I was like, again, just pumped for this song. I loved it so much. Listened to it over and over and over. I put it on a playlist with the other song, but it was that kind of like ashamed, like I didn't want other people to know I liked it so much. I didn't want other people to know that I was listening to it, etc. So, I was still pushing it away. I was pushing it. I was like, deal with this later. I wasn't dating anybody. I still am not dating anybody. I am on Tinder though, so like, baby steps. I just was explaining it away like that. Like, I was like, you're not dating anybody because you're focused on your schoolwork, or you know, you're not dealing with your sexuality right now because you have other stuff that you need to be dealing with. So that's what I did. I just pushed it away and I just stopped thinking about it. Like, as much as I possibly could, I just stopped thinking about it. And then my gay icon, Hayley Kiyoko, she has my heart, my entire heart. 2015, she released Girls Like Girls and the music video that went along with that, and literally changed my life. I don't know what it is about that music video in particular, but like watching those two girls like realize their love for each other and that song, it just was really, really important. But at that point, I really started trying to explore my sexuality, figure myself out, and I was finally like, okay, you like girls, like, it's time to figure this out. Like, no more pushing it onto the back burner. We're doing this. We're jumping in. It was a really exciting time, but it was also really scary because I started looking up LGBT stories, and it was dominated by this narrative of I always knew and I hadn't always known. And that really gave me a lot of self-doubt because I was just thinking, okay, if I didn't always know, then what does that mean for me? Does that mean that I'm faking it? Does that mean that I'm doing this for attention? And I wasn't. And I know that now. I mean, I'm hiding it from everybody. I'm ashamed, I'm scared, and I was trying to convince myself that I was doing it for attention. It made no sense, but it took me a while of, you know, like going through these stories and realizing that a lot of people go through that kind of stuff. Like, a lot of people don't realize that it's okay to question your sexuality, and so they don't always know. After that realization, I looked back on my, you know, like formative years and realized that just because I didn't always know doesn't mean it wasn't there. A lot of my fears from childhood weren't normal. Like, I wouldn't want to hug girls for too long. Like, even friends, I wouldn't want to hug girls for too long. I didn't like getting changed in the same room as other girls. It always made me uncomfortable because I didn't want anybody to think I was gay. And I was just so adamant. I was like, no, like, I can't hug them for too long. I don't want them to think I'm gay. I wouldn't call other girls pretty because I didn't want people to think I was gay. It really taught me a lot about myself in general, like, not even just about my sexuality. It taught me a lot about why I ended up the way I did and why I have such a, this is really getting personal, like, why I have such a hard time making, like, meaningful connections with other people because of that fear growing up that people would think that I was gay, and I didn't want that. I didn't want people to think that. And I realize now that it's because I was scared of that part of myself. So yeah, it took me a while to get to this place where I'm really happy and confident in who I am. It's really nice. I am actually on Tinder now, and I'm talking to girls, and it's really exciting. Girls are really cool. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. If you can also put, like, your experiences or your story down in the comments. I love talking to you people because you're really cool, and I like it when you comment on my videos. It makes me happy. If you like this video, you can subscribe to me and you'll be notified anytime I make a new video. And also, if you like this video, you can click on this button and it will take you to my last video. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you next time. Bye!